turn on our sound, transition over to the talking screen, and say hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. How are you this evening?
Doing alright. Do my name. There it is. Pull it up on my phone. Forgot to do that. Uh-oh. Quiet phone. Otherwise, we end up with an unlimited feedback. Don't want
Yes.
that. Yeah. I guess one decision I made recently about this stream is that I decided to turn off the overlay for a couple of different reasons. One is the subscriber count never updated, so that was always really frustrating. Two, people weren't donating, which is fine. I don't really expect people to start donating yet. But it felt kind of silly to have a donation goal that was never changing. So I took that off, and so unfortunately we're not going to have the chat on screen anymore. But that was only working like half the time anyway, so like the entire overlay was broken. So we're just going to have whatever it is that I'm doing. In this case, it's going to be Sudoku, but it could be games or other things. And when I'm on the talking screen, it's just going to be my face. But yeah. Aside from that, I didn't play Final Fantasy VI today, which I had planned on doing. I got up too late, and a couple of other things took longer than expected. So I will try to make sure I actually play it on Wednesday again. But aside from that, yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that fancy YouTube engagement stuff, such as ringing the notification bell and sharing the video. But aside from that, I don't have anything else for stream updates. I don't have anything fun or interesting to share. As far as conversationally goes. Mama, do you have anything fun you want to share?
Nah,
All right,
nothing fun.
we have both failed our participation points for show and tell. 0 out of 5 points. I'll try to come back with something next time.
Yeah, well, I'm just boring, so.
I mean, you've got a number of things that you do, but whether or not they are boring is a matter of perspective. But anyway, I am ready for some Sudoku. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. First puzzle we're gonna do has a silly name. Cricking the Craptic, I believe, is what that Octothorpe is replacing there. By PB45. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Three of the 3x3 boxes in the grid are magic squares, meaning that each row, column, and 3-cell diagonal sums to the same number. Digits within a cage sum to the total shown. A number outside the grid shows the sum of all the cells on the indicated diagonal, and digits separated by an X sum to 10, digits separated by a V sum to 5. So, well, this being 14 automatically disqualifies it from being a magic square. So, we know that this one's not a magic square. Mark that red. This being 7 also disqualifies it.
Box 6, the 5 has to go in the middle and it can't be on an X.
Right. So that's going to make this one the magic square. Mark that green. So this one's disqualified. And then I think this one doesn't work. Okay. So, what is a magic square? Because that would probably be really helpful to describe. A magic square indicates... Oh, I guess it's already described, but there's no... I guess the things that we like, how do we know that the 14, the 7, and the fact that we can't put a 5 on this 10, why do those disqualify it from being a magic square? Well, if we look at this one, which we know is a magic square, the sum of the box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, add up all of those numbers, you get to 45. And since there are 3 rows, and all 3 rows must add up to the same number, if you add all 3 of those rows together, that's going to give you 45. So 45 divided by 3 is 15, hence 7 and 14 are not enough, or are more accurately the wrong number. But how do we know the middle needs to be a 5? Well, there are a couple of ways. One, there is a proof that the middle digit needs to be a third of the total. So in this case, 15, or your magic total, 15, which indicates that it's 5. I'm not familiar with that proof, so the way I have thought about it in the past is because I need 15, and I need to get that in 1, 2, 3, 4 different sums. That means I need to have 10 in, not 10 in 4 different ways. I need a thing that is going to leave 4 different options for the remainder. So if I look at 5, that gives me 10 left over, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, paired with 6, 7, 8, 9 as the remainder. If I tried to do a 4, leaving 11 left over, well, the ways to make 11, there are 4 possible ways, but one of them includes a 4 already, and I can't duplicate the 4. And again, if I tried for 6, making 9 left over, of the 4 ways to make 9, I have to use a 6. So since I can't duplicate it, I'm going to have to use a 5 in the middle here. Now, if I look at the 6, I think that's going to disqualify our bottom left box. But the reason for that, if we think about the digit 9, where can 9 go in this grid? Well, that would leave 6 left over, and there are only 2 ways to make 6. And that is with a 5 and a 1, and a 2 and a 4. So, which I guess disproves my theory, or hypothesis more accurately, that this could not be a magic square, because I can just simply put the 9 here, a 2 and a 4, and a 5. Except, I don't think that works.
No, you have to put 6. 6 and 4 are opposite the 5.
Right. Because if I did try to put the 9 in the corner, you'd go 9, 5, 1, 2, and 4, and then I'd have to put a pair of 3s. So that's too many. You can't put a 9 on a corner, because it would have to be part of 3 different ways to make 15. So because it has to be made of 2 different ways, you get 2 and 4 in the corners. And because of that, the 2 and the 4 and the 1 and the 5 are the wrong way. That disqualifies that as being our magic square. Okay. So we know that 9 has to be in a corner. And then opposite that 9 is going to be a 1. And then... Nope, it's not in the corners. Made that same mistake. 1 and 9 are on the sides. The corners around the 9 is going to have to be 2 and 4. Well, 2 and 4 are going to have to pair with 6 and 8, where the 2 pairs with the 8 and the 6 pairs with the 4, and that leaves 3 and 7 to be with the 1 and 9. That's how the magic squares have to line up. If we look here, 6 and 8 doesn't work, so that's going to be a 1, 3, and 7, 9. And then since this 2 or 4 is opposite over here, that can't be 2 or 4 to sum to 10.
Well, in box 1, the 7.
Right. 1, 2, and 4 takes out 1 and 9 as the possibility across the vertical. 7 that way, which is going to make this 2, 3, because it can't be 1, 4. This cannot be 2, 3, so it is 1, 4. That's going to place our 2, 3, and 7. That means 9 has to be here, because it has to be next to the 2. That's going to be 4, 1, and we have 6 and 8 there to make 14. But that makes this automatically 2 and 4. Were you going to say something on that?
Yeah, in box 4, look at the diagonals.
Right. And then those are big numbers, so that should be a 3 and a 7. Yep, 15 and 15. And what's left over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9.
Box 8 has a V between 8 and 9.
That's going to be 1. Obviously, 9 has 4. 9, 2, 4, 9. Here. That has to be 2, 4, 6, and 8. If I put an 8 here, that would be 15, so that's 6 and 8 this way. 6 and 8.
The 14 in box 9 is going to be 1, 5, and 8.
9 over here. Can't put a 9 here anymore, because that would have to have 2 and 4 around it. So this one can't be the 1, but you can still put 9 in any of those.
The X in box 6 can be resolved.
Six, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
3 and 6.
7, 9, 6.
2, 7, 9. The 8 box, or the 8 killer in between boxes. Yeah.
6, 5. 1, 3, 7. Enough information.
6 can be placed in box 5.
Got 2 6s that roll out of the bottom. That 6 rolls out of there. Since this 2 can't pair with the 6 in the 8, it's rolled out of that. So that's in the spot. Get 6 is one of those 2, but I don't know which. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, neither of those is a 4, so that is. Oops. Where can 1 go? Well, that one and that one ruled out of these. This one rules it out of there, and that's a 6. So this is a 1, that's a 7, that's an 8. 7 over there. 3 and 7. That means I still need 8, so 8 comes out. And I get a 2, 6 pair, which is going to fix these. 2 comes out because that's 4 and 8, so that's a 5. That's not. that's not a 7, that's not a 7, so that is 1 and 9 are going to make that 8, the 1, then the 2, 6, fix the 9 and the 2. This is a 2. And then I still need
5, 6,
5,
8.
8.
Oh,
Say again?
yep, 9. You're right, 9. I said 6. The upside
This
down
one's
9.
9, 5, and 8. And a 7, and 5, 9, and 3, I think. 9, and those 9s aren't. One's a 9, that one's a 3, that's a 7. What's left over here? 3, 5, and 6. 8, not 8s. This
1, 2,
column
and 8.
is, and this one is 5, and
4, 9.
Apparently that one's a 4. This is not a 3. Okay. Oh. Oh, that diagonal was not used at all. But this one, I need 28. And this is 15. And 7 is going to be 22. So I need 6 more. Obviously, I can't use a 9. And then I can't use a 3, which would pair with another 3. And 2 would have to pair with 4. So that's 1 and 5. So that's 3, 6, 2, not 2s, not 1s, and 9. 5, 5, and 3, 1, and 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 8, 2, 4, and 1. There we go. See if it's on Logic Masters Germany. Also, that into not seeing it in Logic Masters Germany, unless I just put the search in wrong, but I believe I did that correctly. So there's that. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Good on that one. So let's take a look at the next puzzle, which is going to be Swatting Flies by James Kopp. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Each blue line is an equal sum line. All digits along a blue line must sum to the same total in each 3x3 box the line visits. Different blue lines may have different total sums. Digits on an arrow sum to the digit in the circle of that arrow. Cells separated by a black dot are in the ratio 1 to 2, and cells separated by a white dot are consecutive. Not all possible dots are given, and this puzzle does not have solution checking. That's actually easy bit annoying, but I'll get over it. So, those two are the same, because they are the only digit on that blue line. And we've got a pair there, and 3 there.
So 6, 7, 8, 9 for red.
But we've got 2 white crocky dots here, so this actually cannot be a 9, because you can't put 2 8s, which are the only digit that is consecutive to 9 that we're allowed.
Yeah, and there's a similar thing with the other water.
Right. So those 2, we're going to make those blue, and 3 there.
8.
And it can't
Or
be
not
9 because
7.
of the 9 here.
Can't be 7 because the black crocky dot.
Makes this 3 or 4, which makes this 2, 8, or 6. However,
it can't be 6 because blue is 6
And then it can't be 8 because blue is 8. So that's
right.
8's removed from red. Probably don't need blue anymore. But this is automatically a 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's not a 3, that's not a 2. And then...
Well,
wait,
if red
how is this not minimum 10? So that's 6, that's another 3, that's 9. And a 1 would be 10, wouldn't it? So, I guess what's going on here is that this arrow and this arrow, so it's essentially two different lines. So I can do orange and do that, and or maybe I should do red and blue. If I do red and blue, get two different lines there. And the same thing there and there. Now those are different colors. Does not mean that the... well, never mind. Maybe I shouldn't be using blue. I'm going to go ahead and switch to purple here. Even though that's really close to red, but well, now I want to change the red to green. Hopefully those are distinct enough.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If the red is green is 6, yeah.
We do know that 6 and 7 will be used here. It either goes 5, 6, 7, or 6, 7, 8.
Right. So it's if the red is 6, it's 5 above and 7 to the right.
Hmm.
Without a 6. Yeah. If it's 7, it's 6 above and 8 to the right. Without a 6. There you go.
So we know 1 is on here, which leaves 7, which is 2, 5, or 3, 4. Then what can this be? Well, the green line be 3 1s and a 2, which is minimum 5, I believe. Which is true for both of these, minimum 5. And this one
Right,
can't be...
the one in box can't be 6 or 7. Or 5.
And in here we get 1, 2, 3, or 4. But this one's not a 2. And I guess this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where 2's not allowed. 4 isn't allowed. And then this one cannot be a 3. Because if it was a 3, then that would not be a 6, because then it would have to pair with the 3 again. But if this was a 3, that can't be a 4 because of that 4. So that's not a 3. So it's either 1, 5 for 6, which would be a 5, which would mean this can't be a 5, or it's 3 and 4 for 7. Okay. So now what? Hmm.
Well, the circle in box 4 cannot be a 5
Three
because
ones and a 2?
right, but how do you do the purples line?
That's a 1. That's a 2, so this is a 3 and a 1. But that can't be 1, 2, or a 3. So
Right.
that makes sense. Not a 5. 3 ones and a 3. Or, well,
Well,
since.
then the least that could be in box 8 then or in box 7 then would be a 4
Yeah,
because you're putting a 1 on the green line.
the 1 and 4 is 5. But if I don't do 3 ones, excuse me, if I duplicate these,
And for
well,
those to be duplicated, they have to be 1s.
they can't be 4. Neither can be 2 ever, because the 2 sees both of
Right.
them.
Now that could be a 2 with a 3 and a 1 for the 6. But
Yeah,
then go the other direction. It would have to be a 3 and a 1 is 4 and then 2 1s. It can't be a 6 either.
he said to make
If
purple 6, that would be a
right,
2, a 3, and a 1.
right. I mean, that would be the because you can't duplicate a a digit because the only digit you could duplicate would be a 1,
Uh-huh.
and you can't use a 4 because there's a 4 in the box. You can't
Right.
duplicate 2 because that would be a 2, and then duplicate 6, you're gonna go over.
Yeah.
So it has to be 3 separate digits, so it has to be 1, 2, and 3. Well, you can't put 2 in any of them, and you can't put 3 I mean, you can't put 2 in those 2. So the only place to put the 2 is there. The only place to put the 3 is on the elbow and the 1 below it. So
So
then
that's a
how do you gonna
2,
make right.
a
So how
1,
would you
but then this would be 1 and 2 to be 3. So that's already 6.
right.
So a 7 could be a pair of 1s and a 5, pair of 3s and a 1, or it could be 1, 2, 4. I'm trying to decide whether or not we even need to be nitpicky here and pull out every single possibility. But I'm having a hard time seeing all of the possibilities otherwise. Which is a little annoying. So, okay. Let's do 1, 2, 4. So that would be 2, 1, and 4. And so this is minimum 3. This one could be a 1. And that's 6, so that would be a 1 there. So that's a way that this could work. Where it would have to be minimized.
Right, it's possible.
If we do a pair of 1s and a 5, well, that's minimum 1
Yeah,
and
for
2.
set you can't even do 7
actually,
there.
So, okay. I can't do a pair of 2s, and I can't do a pair of 3s. So it would have to be 1, 2, 4. Okay. 4, 1, and 2. What's a 3, a 1, and a 1? And then
That makes red 6.
yeah. 6, 2, 3, 6, 1, and 5.
And we know that's 5. Yeah.
If that was 7. Okay. Then if this was 9, you end up with more options. Is that annoying?
Well, in box 4, the 6 could be placed in superscript.
6,
5, 9. So in row 5, we would be missing 3, 8, and 9. And in row 6, it would be 4, 8, and 9.
where the 9 has to be one of those two, so that's not a 9, and now that's 3, 8, so this isn't, or excuse me, isn't an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you can't put an 8 up there, so the 8 has to be one of those two.
Right.
Then it's the 3 or the 4, plus the 1 and the 2 that haven't been placed yet. Okay, and this would be a 3 or a 4, plus 7. Okay. Well, if I need to make 9, got a decent array of options here. It has to be minimum 2. But then it can go all the way up to 6. As long as it's not a 5. Excuse me. Because if these were 3 and 4, which actually they can't be 3 and 4. Because it's one of 3 and 4. So this can't be a 2. That's max 6. And if this was max 6, well, I guess I should really be more care more about the minimum, because these could be a 1-2 pair for 3, another 1 for 4, so this would be maximum 5. Except it can't be a 5 because it already sees that 5. That's 1, 2, 3, or 4.
So now, never mind.
Okay, well, if this is a 9, it's not a 9, or if it's a 9, it's not a 7. So, I mean, this is maximum 6, but it's not 2 or 3. These, well, this one is maximum 6, but it's not 2 or 4. This one can go up to 7, but not 3 or 4. Now, 7 has to be one of these two. So this is not a 7. So these are not a pair of 1s. So, otherwise, the only way they could be a duplicate is if they were a pair of 4s, which they can't be, a pair of 3s, which they can't be, and a pair of 2s, which they can't be, because they see 2, 3, and 4, which sees at least one of them, can't duplicate them, and since the 7, excuse me, the 7 has to be over here, 7's not a possibility in this one, so you can't do a pair of 1s. So if this is a 9, these are 3 different digits.
And it can't be 1, 2. Oh, yeah, it can. Because the 2 can go up there.
Yeah, but I can't put a 6 here, where is the only spot a 2 could go. Because if I did put a 6 there, then those would have to be 1, 2, which they can't be.
And 5 goes with 1, 3.
Right. A 2 here would be 7 left over, which is 1, 6, or 3, 4. And 1 requires 8 more, which does allow 3 and 5. But if this is a 5, then I need those to be 4, which has to be 1 and 3. Not possible. But this one could be 1 and 3. Six is 1, 2, 6 is 1, 2, 5 is 1, 3. And if this was a 4, that's 2, 3. So those are all possibilities at the moment. Now, if this was a 5, you'd have to do 1, 2, for 3 more, which makes 8, and a 1. So you do 1, 1, 2, and 5, which is possible. 1 and 2. If this was a 2, I need 7 from this group. Excuse me. Which I guess gives us a maximum of 5. And a 1 would require 8 from those 3. But again, that gives us 6 as a maximum possibility, so 3, 4, 5, 6. Or neither is a 4, and neither is a 2. That's a little upsetting.
Well, okay, with what can purple be 6 either direction? If it's in the bottom, if 6 is in the bottom, then that's 1, 2. So then it's going to be 2, 3 is the minimum is 5. So then you need 3. Well, I mean 4. And 4 would have to be 1 and 3. Okay.
And those would be 2, 4.
So 6 works. 6 in the top. Either way, 6 in the top. That's a 2. It could be
Those
2,
are 1,
1.
3,
That's 3. 1 and 5. Okay. So yeah, 6 works in either spot still in purple.
7. Okay.
Six. Does 6 work in the elbow there in box 4 in the green? Because those would have to be 3 ones.
If these
Oh,
were 3 1s, then these two would have to be 8, which is 3 and 5.
oh, right, right, right.
Which I don't think interacts with anything else.
It doesn't.
Fortunately, that's still a possibility. But this can't be a 6. Because if it was, you'd have 3 1s there.
Right.
So this one doesn't work.
Okay, if the arrow point in box 7 is a 4.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, in box 8. Yeah, I know my that one's a 4.
And we get 1 and 2 here. This would end up being 3, which is
But
7.
that's already 7, and that doesn't work.
A 3 would also be 1, 2. So that would have to be a pair of 3s, and then a 1, 2. Well, I guess we need to have 2 in this group. So 2
Right.
has to be here regardless. Although that's not super helpful because neither of those can be a 2. It just gives us 2 around 5. I don't know if it's necessary to mark that. I'm trying. Hmm. Well, none of these can be 4 because of the 4 here. But do any of these have to be a 5? I don't think so. Hmm.
Alright, if directly under the 9 is a 5, that's 5.
Well, you'd have to make this. Alright, I am back, and my apartment is not burning down.
That's
So
good to know.
it's just the fire alarms are very sensitive, which is a bit annoying. But we may also need to clean the stove and oven a bit more carefully. So take a look at that in the future. But we were solving puzzles. Did you think of anything in my absence?
Well, directly under the 9 in box, right? If that's a 5,
Not right. 4 would be 1 and
3.
or 1 here and 3 here.
All right. So in the green, we still need to make 4.
But that have to be
1, 1,
a
and
pair of
2.
1s and a 2.
And that doesn't work because there's a 1 now in box.
So, because this would have to be the 3. So this is 1 or 2. So this is either 8 or 7. So you can do a 6 and a pair of 1s. Although if this was a 6 and a pair of 1s, I mean, you could,
But then
well, it
in
would
that,
be a 6 and all 1s.
right?
But then that would mean this has to be 8, which is, well, I guess it has to be 3 and 5, because neither of them
3 and
be
5,
2.
yeah.
And that's the 3 and that's the 5. Okay. 7 would make that 2 and 4. Okay.
Okay, so 6 on the green elbow in box 4 works.
Yeah. A 5 means that these 2 are 1s and a 2. And these pair to make 7, which is either 3 and 4 or 1 and 6. I just can't tell whether or not this is even the right direction to go in.
Yeah, I can't either.
If we think about in here, like where can red go? Well, clearly it's not there, and it's clearly not there, and it's clearly not a 2. But we don't know otherwise.
Right.
And this
But it
box
could
is
still
one
be
of
a 6.
those. Yeah. That doesn't seem helpful. I guess, is there any way to get more information on the 7s? So the superscript, well, those are 1, 2, 3, 4. And we lose 5 from that group. So 5 is one of those 2. Otherwise, we get 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 takes out 6. not an 8. That's not a 9.
Well,
6
column.
takes out 6,
Yeah.
7, 9, 9. 8's one of those two, so that's not an 8. There's something useful about this 3. Because it's either here or down there. No, I don't know if that's useful enough. Maybe knowing that this is a 9 means that's an 8, which makes that an 8, or not an 8. That's a 7, this isn't a 7, and if this is a 6, so 5. This was probably a better direction to go. But red is 6.
Wait a minute, what?
If this is a 9, then this can't be a 9, which means
Right.
it's an 8. And if that's an
Oh.
8, that can't be an 8, which means it's a 7, which means that's a 6, which means that's
Okay.
a 5.
Yeah,
Which was pretty obvious now that I think about it.
yeah.
Which actually makes this 1 and 5, because 3 and 4 was the only other possibility there. And now, that's 1, 2, 3.
Well, look in box 6. Where can 9 go in box 6? It can't go on an arrow.
Yeah.
It can't be something that's already identified. And it can't be.
Bit peeved to miss that. Guess I'll get over it. That's a 1. These are minimum 5. No, they're minimum 4 if they're a pair of 2s. This is maximum 5. Ones are going to place a 1 there. Get ones there, or there. It's super helpful, but something. Fives in this box have to be one of these two. If it combines with there, it gives us fives here. I guess we can get this column. So we have 5, 2, this here. 7 and 9. Five, 9, 6, and 8, it looks like. Which 6 has to go there. That's not a 5. 5, 7, 8, and 9 leaves a 3. Oh. 1, 3, 6, and 2. That's off the top.
Well, 5 is off of the left-hand side of box 1.
Alright,
Because it has
is
on
the
right. And 6 is now off of the purple arrow tip in box 3.
right. These
So, and it cannot be 1 and 2. And 1 and 2 has to be along that row along the top of box 6.
right.
And they can't both be purple because that would make the tip, yeah. Now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for the possibilities for box 8. Or for the green arrow.
Green. Do these all have to be different? Because if they are, we can remove 1. But these two can't be a pair of 3s, which would make that a 3. So
Well,
if these are duplicates, they're a pair of 4s and
it's
1.
if you look at it as the horizontal on that purple, one of those has to be a 1 or a 2. It can't be both. If it's a 1, then you're left with 8, which is 2 4s. If it's a 2, you're left with 7,
3.
which is 3 4. So the purple elbow cannot be a 2.
Right. Because it would be left with a pair. No, it can't be a 1.
Oh,
Those would be a
it
pair
can't
of
be a 1.
4s.
Right. Sorry. Okay, so right. So if above the 9 in box, if that's a 1 and a pair of 4s, then the green elbow there is a 2, which makes 3, so you have to get 5, which would be 2 and 3. Okay, that works. If 2 is on the purple, it could be either one of those, but that would be a 1. 2, 2, and 3 would work. Okay. It works either way.
And 6. Many bit.
Oh.
Oh, Electron. Electron's got a whole bunch of stuff in the chat. Do 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 do.
Row 2, column 6.
Row 4, column 9. Not B. 3. Going through how that would affect arrows. Most of the messages are important. Only last one. All right. So if this was a 3, then this would need to be 6, which would have to be 2 and 4. So 3, 4, and a 2. And that would force this to be a 1. So I've got 3. I need to make 6, which would be 2 and 4. And since these are 7, that would be a 3. I think. Okay, just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. We'd end up with a 4 and a 7. And yeah, the 4 can go over here. 8. Yeah. Darn. Yeah, the arrows were really difficult to read. I put in these lines. Oops. Begin with, because they just started looking like that. So it was a bit annoying, but they wouldn't work if they were all together, because this is minimum 10. I almost feel like I'm going to have to put in too many pencil marks, because I just feel like I'm missing a bunch of stuff, but I mean, it could also just be that I need to go through these. I mean, there's 2 options here. If I put a 4 here, then, well, there's 2 options for how I make 5. And if I did 3, then there's 2 options. Well, there's only one option to make 6.
Right. 2 and 4.
3 and 7, 5 and 2. That's
Okay, the
3.
the 2, 4 and the 2, 4 on the purple arrow,
Yeah,
if it's 2 that's also shared with green, then you have to make 5. Oh, yeah, that's 2, 3. But that doesn't work. If if the 2 is with the purple is with the spot that's shared with green, then green is 1, 2, so you have to make 5. Oh, no, that's 8. You're making 9, not 8. Never mind. I keep seeing that stupid 8 there and thinking, "Oh, I have to make 8." No, I'm making 9.
yeah, yeah. This one's really tricky.
Yeah.
It's been really
Yeah,
finicky
that
the
that
whole time.
for some reason, that 8 up there on the fly swatter is just keeps throwing me off because I keep wanting to sum that green arrow has to be 8, even though I know it's 9.
Yeah, those two can't be 1 or 3. These can't be 2 or 6. None of them can be a 5. These two can't be. None of that can be a 6. These two can't be an 8. Those two can't be a 9. This can't be 7. I feel like I accidentally clicked out a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And none can be a 5. 6 and 8. 7 and 9. A 9. 1 and 3 and 2 and 6. Okay. And that 3 means, well, that's only if that's the 3. Then that places a 3 there. Or I guess if this is a 3, then that's a 3, then that's a 3. 8's on the left side of the grid. 8's, 8's. Oh, takes 8 out of there. Does that go further? Yeah, it looks like it's just a single pencil mark, but it is progress. That is more progress than we've made previously. Okay, if that's a 3, then we get 2 and 5, and 3 and 7. A 1 here. 3, 8. 3 and 5. 1 and 6. 7, 2, 6, and 9. Apparently I didn't click 8. And then 1 and 9. That can't be an 8. Is that 1, 2, 6, and 9? An 8. 3 and 8 are removed. 9, 7, 6, 8, 6, 7, and nothing there or there. In the hypothetical situation, you can place 3 in box 2. That's 3, 3, 3, and 3. Places a 3 up here. One, 6, and 5. Top is 8 or 9. That's not a 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. It's not a 2. And it's also not an 8. 4, 7, and 9. Alright, this really feels like it's going too far. Which is a bit upsetting. So, I feel like I need to look at something else.
If the green arrow tip is 4, then the other part of the fly swatter's a 3.
Right.
So the purple arrow tip is now a 4.
2.
1.
I think these just end up being. Oh, they're. And that's
But then
6.
that's
3,
yeah.
8, 4. 2 or 7.
Box 5 is 3, 4 around the 6. Or the 3 comes out, it's 4, 7 around the 6. 3 under the 6.
4,
What I was trying to say.
7, 3, 8, 9. At 3, so that's a 2, that's a 3. Which would make this a 7. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. 4 and 7 and 2 are all out. 4, 8, and 9. Also 5 in box 8. 5, 5. That's not a 5. Do we get 5s in the corners? Okay.
Now 2 in box 9, that's up to date.
Out of there, so that's a 2.
6 in row 8. 2 in box 2.
One, 2, 3, and 4. 5,
So
6,
5, 6,
8,
9.
9,
Yeah.
6. This would be 5 or 7.
No, it's not. The 7's already in box 2, row.
So that's
Yeah.
a 5. That's not a 5. Then 6 is out. This would be a 4.
Right.
And a 3. Two, 7, 9. 7, 8, 9. Alright, the 2 here takes the 2 out. So this is 9. Electron pointed that out. Box 9, okay. Let's look over in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and 9. 2, 3, and 4. Neither of those is a 5. 6. 7 is still a possibility. 7 is not a possibility here. 6. That's a 1. So that's not a 1. That makes that a 7 and a 9. Then these two are a 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. 6 from the row. This one's not a 7. 6 and 8. 6 and 7. That 8 means this isn't an 8. Okay. Yeah, it does feel really weird that all of these cases are perfectly fine. 4 in box 8. This 4 takes that 4 out. That 4 takes out there, there, and this 4 moves out. So this one is the 4. There's probably something in here that's just sort of like, okay, so I mean we're clearly going way too far on this. So there's got to be something in here where like Okay, I'm just going to fill in box 3. 8 and 9 is out from everywhere. This isn't 3, 5, or 6, 3, 5, or 7, 1, 5, or 7, 3, 1, or 6. Okay, so red, yellow, blue. And green. Those are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Red, yellow, blue, and green. This isn't red. This one's not yellow. Well, maybe that's not the best way of going about it. I guess one question is, do I have to have all 4 digits here? Can I skip anything? Like in this group. Well, clearly, these cannot be 4 separate digits. Because 1, 2, 3, and 4 is 10. So I have to have a duplicate somewhere.
Right, you can duplicate, have 2 2s, and then the others are a 2 3 pair. Or, no. If you. Alright, the one that's on the fly swatter
Uh-huh.
cannot duplicate with the elbow.
Okay.
Or with the one in box 4. The elbow that's in the elbow that's in box
Box
that's the one
6.
6. Yes. Because if those 2 duplicate, they're both 2, and the only way to make 5 with what's oh, no, is 1 and 4. God, I'm stupid. I forgot 1 and 4 is 5.
Right.
Because I was just seeing the 2 and 3. I missed the 1.
Yeah. These are 18 minus whatever is here. This is a 4, that's 2 and 3. Okay. We looked at these ends and asked the question about if this was a 4, then that ended up making that a 4, didn't it? Because if this is a 4, that's a 3, which makes that a 4.
Right.
Okay. And if this is a 3, that's a 5, that's a 2. And this needs to be 6, which is going to be 2, 4, and 1. And since that's 3, that makes this 2 or 4 that way. Meaning those 2 are the same. Now, do I get that same thing if I go 2 and 5 here? Not necessarily, because I can make this a 4. And now I need 5 here, which I can do 2, 3, and 1. And, well, this needs to be 6, but it could be a 3. Or, well, it couldn't be a 4. So that would be 3, 3, and 2. So this is a possibility, starting with this being a 2, just as a possibility. If this is a 4, well, I just showed that I can do a 4 and a 2 there, right? But also, gosh darn it. Seems very unimportant, but I think row 2, column 8 cannot be a 4. Oh, you're just showing that in a much better way. Also, row 2, column 9 couldn't be 2, but that's even less useful. Well, for some reason my brain forgot everything I just said, so, if there's no 4, then that breaks. This 4 forces a 4. But if this is a 2, that's a 5. And let's say I wanted to make this be a 3. Is that possible? Well, you get 2, 4, 1, and then 2 or 4. And then since those 2 are the same, and this is that, then it doesn't matter. This one can't be a 4. Because if this is a 4, then that can't be a 4. But if this is a 4 and that's not a 4, then we get the 2, 4 here. And then, since that sees both of those, not a 4. Okay. Row 2, column 9. If that's a 2, then that clearly can't be a 2. But if that's a 4 and that's a 4, 5 would be a 2, 3 pair. Makes that a 1. I think this can still be a 2. Hold on. If this was a 2, you get 4, 3, 4, and 2. Okay. I think the only sensible thing I was talking about is row 2, column 8 can't be a 4, and row 2, column 9 can't be a 2. Okay. I think we're caught up and on the same page. So then, what about this one? Well, See, these two are the ones that see important stuff. Fill in the rest of the grid. 8, 9, and 1. This one can't be a 2. 1, 2, and 3. And 1 and 6. Okay.
I can't follow it. If the box 3 between the
Box
8
3.
and 9,
Between 8
yeah,
and
if that's a 2,
2.
that makes a 3-4 pair, which makes a 5 in box 2, and a 2.
2. Set. Yeah. One, 2, 3, 4, not a 2. Well, that's 9. But I guess that's not that important because that doesn't make these 9. It makes it 9 when we double count this one. Which I guess means you can't have a 4 here. You could put a 3 with 1 and 2. If this was a 1,
Well,
then doubling it.
did you see all the same reasoning? Also row 2, column 7. Row 2, column 7.
Um,
That's probably
if I made this a 2, then that's a 4, which makes that a 3.
and the end of the
And then
purple
those
has
would
to be
be
4.
2 and 4.
Yeah.
And, yeah, okay. 2's out. Actually, does that make this not a 2? Because if this was a 2, that's a 4, that's a 3. And then,
Those are 2, 4, yeah.
okay, so none of those could have been a 2. Because of the 2, 3, 4 here. Okay. I'm a bit
So, yeah,
annoyed that I had to do those all 3 separate times, because I mean, it's just simply the logic that these, if any of
Right.
those was a 2, would make that a 4 and that a 3, and then this would be a 2 and a 4 when I already have a 2. So, gosh, I feel silly.
Yeah, our logic hasn't been working very well with this puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 up there in row 1 doesn't probably really matter at all. Like I said, I couldn't follow it. I was
Yeah.
losing track.
If this is not a 6, meaning it's a 2, 3, 4 grouping. So if we get 2, 3, and 4, then that's 1 or 7. This is 1 or 6. This would be 1, 5, 6, or 7. And this would be 5 or 7. Something, math and stuff. Can I avoid a 4 in this group? That would be a 3, and then I need 6. Which I can only do with a 4. So I know I have to have a 4 here. But I can put the 4 here, making that a 2 and a 3. And I can put the 4 here, a 3 there, and a 2 there. So I'm not even required to have a 4 as one of those two. And then I can make both of those a 4 and a 1. But I have to have a 4 in that group. A 3 makes that 2 and 4, and a 4 make it 1, 4, or 2, 3. I already know I have both 1 and 2 in this set of 3. That's not particularly helpful.
If yellow is 2, 2 has to be above the 9 because of where the 2s are in box 9.
Yeah. So if that's a 2, that's a 2. Those would have to be 7, so that's a 3, 4 pair. That's a 1.
And that's
So
a
that's
4.
5. Okay, yeah, 4, 3, 4.
And
Get a 2 there. This is 5 or 7. Okay. So if this was a 2, that's a 4. If this is a 3, that's a 5, making that a 2. This is 5, this needs to end up being 4, which is going to be 1 and 3. If this is a 4, then I need a pair of 2s and a 1. I immediately forgot everything I just said. Oh my gosh.
Electron says, okay, I admit defeat. I watched how Mark, and then I can't read the rest of it because of stuff in the way.
Yeah, the heart being in the way is really annoying. I have to move the chat to be just below the heart. But yeah, this part is really tricky. Alright, well. How do you do it? Somehow he ruled a 1 out? Okay, so we know that this group here is 9. I already have a 1 ruled out of these two. So how do you rule the 1 out of this? Well, if this was a 1, then these 3 would have to be 8. So how do I make 8? Well, this is a 2, if that's a 1. Then those two are 6, which is a 2-4 pair. So 2, 4. And I know that this is a 2, so it goes like that. That's a 5. That would be a 3, which I need 6, which is a 2-4. Okay, that makes sense. This can't be a 1. Since I need 1 in there, this is a 1. That's not. There's that. And then well, now I can't duplicate the 4s and get a 1. I can't duplicate 3s. So now those are 3 different digits. But I do know that this needs to be 8.
Right.
So if this was a 4, then those are a pair of 2s. And if this is a 2, and this is either 2, 4, or a pair of 3s. Which, if this was 2, 4, that's a 3. And if this is a pair of 3s, you get 4 and 2. Either way, one of these has to be a 3. Because let's imagine that they were 2 and 4. Then these have to be 5, which is 2 and 3 now. So 2, 2, 4, 3. Well, that broke that hypothesis. Which started with this being a 4 and a pair of 2s as an option. Okay. So it looks like he proved that these two are the same. So how can I demonstrate that those two are the same? I guess I'm not certain he proved that they were the same. He just
Well,
marked
we
them both
already
as
know
orange.
that if it's a 2, that they would have to both be 2. If it's 2 above the 1.
Yeah. He's doing the puzzle.
So if it's 3 above the 1, it can't be a 3. So you
Yeah. If this is a 3, then they both have to be 3.
well, they can't be.
Why not?
Oh, right, because I'm still trying to add to 8 instead of 9. And if it's a 4,
If it's a 4, then these two have to both be 2. A 3, a 2, and a 4. And that becomes 5, which is fine there.
so in that case, they aren't the same.
Yeah. So, Mark is just doing the puzzle differently. But could I make this a 4? That would make this a 2, a 3, a 2, a 4, and a 2. This would be a 5, which is fine so far. But 2's down here won't work. Because if that's a 2, that's a 2. That shows that this is a 7. Makes a 9. Because, okay, if this is a 2, that's a 2. So, if this is a 2, those have to be a pair of 3's, because they can't be 2 and 4. Although they could be 4 and 2. I think. That would be a 2 here. 5, 3, 2, 4. Yeah. Never mind. The if that's a 2, that's a 2. 4, 2, 5. 3. Those would have to be different. But it could be 2 and 2, or 2 and 4. Okay.
Row
If
3,
this
row 3 has a 2, 3, 4, 5 quad.
2, 3, 4, 5, 3. Gosh darn it. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 and 5, and 4.
This happened to be something that I spotted.
Yeah. And that seems pretty helpful. Where's 8? Has to be one of those two. Those two can't be 8, because 8's there. If this is a 4, then these would both have to be 2. 3, 4. 2 and 3. 5. 2. 3, 4, 6, 1, 5. 3 and 8. 7. 4 and 9. 2 there. Places 3 and 2. 3 and 7.
One would be placed in column 9.
1, 3, 4, and 8. 1 and 3 is out. 6 and 8. 6 is out. 8 is out. The 6, 7 pair, I think. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, but that's not a 6. But nothing a contradiction. So this is a 4, then those are a pair of 2s. The 4 pairs with the 3 pairs with the 4. That makes those 10, which means these are 8. With this one doubly counted, but I guess I can just say that that's simply a 3. So, never mind on that. If this is a 2, then this has to be a 4 and a 2. Okay, if this is a 4, then we know that this is a 3, which makes that a 4, that a 2, that a 2, and this a 3. If this isn't a 4, then that's a 2, and that's a 5. These have to be 6, but then this couldn't be a 2 and a 4. But it could be 4 and 2, or 3, 3. Seven and 4, 8 and 4, 2 and 4 and 3, 3, 8, 2, 3, 2, well, this would end up being a 5 in superscript, then 3, 4, 5 would make that a 2. Means that's not a 2. Means this would be a 2. Because those would be a 3, 4 pair, because we know they're all different. So that's a 2 in both instances. Which means this cannot be a 3, and that cannot be a 4. 2, or 3. 2 is out for sure. 3, 4, and 6. But 4 and 6 is out. 3 and 4, that would be a regular 6. 1 and 6. 6 would be out. 1, 4, 5, and 6. 5, 4. Okay. 1, 6, 4. That's a 3. This has to be a 4. 4 and 8. 3. 4 would be out. 8 would be out. 9 in both instances. That's a 3, so those would be fixed. That's a 3 and a 2. That's not, that's a 7. Three, 4, 7. 2, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 4, 8, 9. Okay, superscript 4 is gone. 3 is gone. So that's a 7. That's not a 7. 8, 9 pair. 8, 9 is out. 5, 6 pair means that's a 2.
Look at column 7. There's a 4 up there in box.
This is a 3 in both instances. For 8, 4 comes out. 7, 4 comes out. 6, 7, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 7. 4 comes out. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 7 pair.
There's a 4 in column 9 for the
Center script.
yeah.
7, 7, 8. 5, 8, 9. 7, 8. 7, 8, 9. 6, 8, 9. 9, 4, 5, 7, 9. Okay. Superscript. There's a 4 there, so 4 is out. here, so 4 is out, 4 is out.
Makes a 4 below that one in superscript.
Is this the only one that's 4?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7, so that's not. Yay, Electron's back. 8, 9 pair in superscript, so that would be 5 and 6. That takes 6 out of that one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very new. That's an 8, so that loses its 8. Okay. Can't be a 6 anymore. You can't be a 6. You can't be a 5. You can't be a 5. You can't be a 5. Can't be a 2. So that's not a 4. That's not a 4. Those aren't 4s. 4, 7, 2, 5, 7, 2, 5, 9, 7, 9, 7, 8, 9, 4, 8, 9.
Center row
4.
1. Yes, but the 3, 7 pair breaks that.
Okay. So is everything superscripted? Kind of looks like it. So everything's out of the center. 2, 4, 3, 3, 2, 4, 5, 3, 8, 4, 4. 2 is gone, 4 is gone. That's a 7, a 5, a 6. Mess that up. 4, 5, not 5. 4,
8,
3.
9 pair in row 2.
5. That's a 2. Not a 5. That's a 6. Nine makes out a 7 and a 5. A 9, a 5. 9 and 8. 7, 9, 8, 9, 8. 7, 9, 9, and 8. 1. If I can click the button. Okay. I
That was
didn't like
hard.
that puzzle. Alright. I don't know what we did wrong with the thinking here. Because that was supposed to be. I mean, the Mark's video is 32 minutes. A little less. And then less more because of the intro and outro. So, I don't know.
We took more than 3 times he did.
Yeah. But I don't know. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure James Kopp doesn't put their puzzles on Logic Masters Germany. There's the shortcut, but I will look it up anyway. Not there. But yeah. I guarantee that this part up here had some trick to it that should have made it not that difficult. And I'm not even certain exactly what led to the contradiction up here. I just know that there was a contradiction up there. And it made me upset. So, I don't know. It is what it is. But I don't know. It is the time of nap. My brain sort of shut off a long time ago. All right. Any final thoughts, Mama?
No. Only 8 does not equal 9.
That is very true. 8 and 9 are different numbers. So.
Yeah.
right. At least we solved it. Depending on how we
At least
care
all the
about.
correct numbers got stuck into the thing,
Yeah.
as far as we know.
I guess this isn't as far as we know, because this is just looks good as far as I can tell. But let's see. 2, 3, and 4 are 9. 2, 2, 1, and 4 is 9. 1, 3, 4, that's 8. 2 and 6 is 8. 1 and 5 is 6. 1, 2, 3 is 6. 1, 2, 4 is 7. 2, 1, and 1 is 4, plus another 3 makes 7. Those work together, and those work together. And I think that's all of the clues. So as long as the Sudoku is right and all the rest of the clues are right, then that should be correct. But yeah, alright. That is all the things. Make that go away. Switch over to the talking screen. I've already updated the description, so if people wanted to try that puzzle, it was in the description. At least now it's in the description. But yeah. With that being said, I have nothing else but to remind people that it is very much appreciated if you like, comment, and subscribe. There's a donation link if you feel so inclined. Yeah. Share the video, ring the notification bell. Have a great day. Solve Sudoku puzzles and watch me do other stuff like Final Fantasy VI. I will try to commit to doing that on Wednesday. And Monster Hunter World on Saturday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And then, of course, more Sudoku will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and Mondays and Tuesdays regularly at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Alright, that is all the things that I can think of. Mama, is there anything you want to share before we sign out?
Nope, I don't have anything else to add.
Alright. To anyone who watches this back, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.